Hi guys, we'll be taking you through our standard strength for endurance warm-up routine. Now this is something that we really pride ourselves on. This is a little short routine that we install in all of our guys and girls that come into the training studio, but also we install into everyone that we work with. Okay, this is it's a simple series of exercises that you can flow through, which takes you around 5 to 10 minutes in total to complete, but it really does install this idea of moving every day. Okay, so that is the key to preventing injury in our eyes, is that we've got to keep you moving through big range of motion on a regular basis. And that, when you really step back and look at the big picture, the biggest problems that we're having in our day-to-day life is lack of movement, or or being in positions for too long. Okay, and unfortunately, even in the athletic world, the performance world, we're still doing that same thing in terms of our performance, sitting in positions for long periods of time. So our warm-up routine is all about getting you moving. It takes influences from yoga, from Pilates, from the strength conditioning world. We're putting it together into a couple of key exercises, which we want you to do 3-4 times a week. And I promise you can talk to any of our guys that we work with, you're gonna see results pretty damn quick. All right, so keep your head up and listen up for these great little exercises that we're taking you through. Okay guys, so we're gonna be looking at the inchworm as our first exercise. What we're looking here today is we're targeting the hamstring, lower back, okay, but we're also just looking at some full body weight into our upper body. So reaching up overhead, we're just gonna be reaching down towards our toes, getting a nice stretch through the hamstring, lower back. Bend your knees when you need to, or if you have to. Reach down towards the ground, walk your hands out into a plank position or the top of a push-up position. Now this is testing your core strength, upper body strength. Can you hold your own body weight? Yes or no? Are you dipping? Or can you hold a nice strong position? Now can you give me a push-up? That's telling me whether you're able to move your body weight through big range of motion. Coming to standing, opening yourself up. And I want you to cycle through five repetitions. Well, 5 to 10 repetitions depending on how you're feeling. Okay, and again, warming up the hamstrings, warming up the lower back. Okay, but really good way of determining whether you can hold good body shape through big range of motion. Second exercise, hip openers. So we're just gonna get right into those hips straight away. All right, so we're gonna go 5 backwards, and we're gonna go 5 forwards. Really exaggerating this big hip motion. Yeah, we're gonna switch. Now it's really important for us to be working on these big ranges of motion. I want you to exaggerate it. We're holding onto something because we want to be able to hold good form. Okay, moving back out into space. We're going to be moving into our third, which is our squat, okay, body weight squat. So feet roughly shoulder width apart. We're going to put our weight into our heels and we're going to push our hips back as our hands come out to stabilize our position. Sit back, drive up through your heels. Now watch my knees, watch my hips. I'm always looking for symmetry as I move through space. So if I drew a line down the middle of my body, I should look pretty much identical either side. And again, chest up, head up, sitting back into my heels. Develop your range of motion as you go, and we're going to go for 10 reps. I'm going to do one more. Key point when you're doing those squats, don't expect full range straight away. Start partial, slowly build it up. You know, every day you're going to feel a little bit different, so just moving through those big ranges of motion is just you might take a couple of reps to get that. So 10 reps, 15 reps if needed. Now our warm-up routine is also it's fundamental for us because we use it as our movement screen, okay? We use it to analyze our individual athletes, see how they move, see where their strengths and their weaknesses lie. And so this is also really important for you guys to start to understand as well. So these exercises, I really want you to be listening and observing how you're feeling when you're doing these exercises, not just today, but also when you're going through it on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, because this is how you're gonna be able to check in with yourself. Okay, so by doing these exercises, you're able to kind of check in with yourself and go, oh, I'm feeling a little bit more average in my lower back today. I probably need to spend a bit more time working, rolling my glutes, or I'm feeling a little bit, a bit stiff in my calves. Maybe I should roll those out a little bit. So when you're going through these exercises, it's really important that you're actually observing how you're feeling, because obviously, if you don't pay attention to those little signs early on, then obviously we're going to be struggling when it comes to performance phase. Hands on hips. Fourth exercise, Big step out, drop your knee to the ground, elevate your, so if I drop my right knee, I'm going to elevate that right hand, push my hip through. So I'm looking for an anterior pelvic tilt, so I'm trying to tilt my pelvis up and away from me. And then I'm just going to find that nice hip flexor stretch down the front. And now I'm going to bring that right hand down. Okay, so I've got a nice shoulder width apart. Push that right knee further back, and now I'm just going to slowly bring that elbow down inside. And now you'll be looking to target the hip flexor. We're looking to get into the adductors, this big adductor group in the inside of our groin here. Drop that elbow down inside, breathe. Okay, we've got to breathe through this. Don't bounce. This height, the height between your elbow and the ground, this is a really good determinant of health. Okay, so we're going to be looking to increase, to lower that to the ground. Optimum level that we're looking for is that elbow flat on the ground. If you can't do that right now, that's fine, but we're just looking to aim for that. Slowly open ourselves up. And here now we're getting upper and lower thoracic mobility stretch, so we get a nice little range of motion going through the upper and lower back. Back to center, a little bit lower. Come back up again. And that's one, and I want you to repeat the other side, and we can go up to 2 to 3 times each side, but it's a fantastic, probably my favorite stretch for stretching out the hips, lower back and upper back. Moving on to our back, we're going to go into the crucifix stretch, okay? So hands out either side of us, keep the shoulders on the ground. We're going to lift one leg up, keep the knee bent to start with, and we're just going to drop it to our side. We're just looking to get that knee to ground or that foot to ground, keeping the shoulder on the ground, and you're going to get a big fascial stretch going through your whole body into the glute. Might feel it in your leg. You're going to feel it maybe across your lower back or upper back. Move yourself back to center and we can switch. But really key important point here is keeping your back and shoulders on the ground as you rotate through your lower back. Don't force anything, just work the range. And I want you to work that again 2 to 3 times each side, slowly increasing your range of motion as you go. Last one, passovers. All you're going to do for me, grab your resistance band. I've also got a broomstick here just in case. Passovers. Okay, we're just going to pass that hand up and over. We're just going to go for a set of 10. And as you can see, we've just done a bit of a full body flow. We've started on our feet, we made our way to the ground over a course of 3 or 4 exercises, finishing on the ground. And then last thing before we get going, just warm these shoulders up. If you don't have a resistance band, use a broomstick. Same principle. Okay, we're just looking to get the shoulders working as they're the last joint that we haven't worked. Just gonna work it. And that's it, guys. So I want you to be working on this on a regular basis. This is our standard strength for endurance warm-up that we do pretty much every day here in the training studio. And it's something that I just want you to know and learn, okay? We want it to be autonomous. You're not even thinking about it, you're just doing it. And I promise you, you're gonna feel much better range of motion in all of your joints. And as a result, your performance is gonna go through the roof.